Breaking right now at 10, the Israeli government has approved the ceasefire resolution brokered by the Trump administration. It's expected to lead to the release of all Israeli hostages in Gaza. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Lena Tillett. Hundreds of Palestinians being held captive in Israel could also be freed. There's cautious optimism tonight about a ceasefire tied to this arrangement. We have team coverage of the unrest in the Middle East. Let's begin with WRAL's Brian Schrader monitoring this from the Live Center. Brian, this could go into effect in a matter of hours.
The Israeli cabinet approved the outline of this plan earlier this evening, and according to an Israeli official, the military has 24 hours to withdraw forces to an agreed-upon line. And of course, in return, Hamas is agreeing to release the Israeli hostages. President Trump says that those hostages likely are going to be released Monday or Tuesday. 20 living hostages and the remains of those who died. We've also learned that 200 U.S. troops are going to Israel in an effort to oversee the implementation of the ceasefire plan. And tonight, world leaders and senators are reacting to this. Egypt's president calls it an historic moment. Former President Obama says we should all be encouraged and relieved that the end of the conflict is within sight. And Democratic senators tonight say that President Trump deserves credit if the peace plan works. Now, of course, what has happened in Gaza has been extremely polarizing. And in Durham, a group gathered tonight to show support for one of their friends detained by Israeli forces trying to deliver aid into Gaza. Kyle Kaptain and 3 other U.S. citizens were taken into custody on Wednesday. WRAL's Willie Danley was at tonight's rally and joins us live with a look at what happened. Willie.
Well, Brian, friends of Kyle Kaptain tell us one of the last messages they received from him said, "We will take to the seas, you all take to the streets." They tell me that's why they're going to continue to speak out, calling for peace and their friend's release.
Free Palestine! Free Kyle! No one is free until everyone is free!
A concerned community gathered in Durham tonight to show support for one of their own, taken into Israeli custody after attempting to bring aid to people in Gaza. Friends of Kyle Kaptain tell me he was on a flotilla just like this one when it was boarded by Israeli troops in the Mediterranean Sea on Wednesday. He's been in custody ever since.
I'm worried for my friends. I also know that what they would say is that this is nothing to what Palestinians are experiencing and have been for over 70 years now.
Esther Mack tells me now is as important as ever to speak out not only for Kyle, but for everyone impacted by the ongoing conflict. People of different races, religions, and backgrounds showed up at the rally, all united under one goal.
Free our friends and to let aid into Gaza, which there's some headway on, but we really need to make sure that what they promise is going to happen.
Although they know their friends in custody may never see this, people in attendance want them to know members of the Bull City are behind them.
And we love you, and we are thinking about you constantly and doing everything we can to get you back here.
WRAL has reached out to members of the Israeli government asking about Kaptain's current condition and when we can expect for him to be released. People here tell me that they are hopeful that all sides will follow through with this peace deal and their friend can come home soon. Willie Danley, WRAL News, Durham.